We are the biggest, we are the highest, we are the greatest, we are the tallest, we are the mightiest African spiritual platform. I'm always Queen Hadasha, call me Empress Makida. I am the war star number 8. I'm the spear of destiny. I am the true bloodline. And then some no, me to me abubo mi din sa my MP se wo Ghana nyina awie. Na me mo wie. Hey! Say the almost say omo hwe guy the latest name aba. The pacemaker, the fear breaker. Just said say me ho ayedin me channel so as nega. Hey! Go through all tunnels and come out shining. I welcome you, my people, with love, 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 and hate. Hate. It's another day. We have one of our brothers here who is going to discuss with us life and spirituality. I welcome you, my people. Let's welcome our guest for today. Papa, we welcome you to Revelations.
Thank you.
Today is your first time. So pay obeisance. Chia hwefo no se wonim se na yeye no. Chia hwefo no na introduce wo ho na fa kire yen.
Tiefo ni ahwefo mi chechia mu nyina mi din de Kobno Brimpon. I'm one of the major commenters on YouTube especially, and I'm sure said by the time the interview go to an end, you get to know who is that person who have been commenting. But you get to know the social media name I normally use, so I've been watching Revelations. I mean for 8 years, but Revelation like I paid attention to it about 3 years ago. Yes, really paid attention to it about 3 years. But I've been following the time with Maame Grace at Adom FM and I think other stations. Yes, so oh yes, wow. I've really followed for long. And
okay, so we welcome you to Revelations. Abusia, you have many. So I straight free time I will radio ni TV ni there, and you will follow show not check. In Crawford, you're surprised. Are you the one that was on Adom radio, TV, radio? I was on the radio. I was on the TV, and other. I was on Accra FM. Me started yacho, Maboka. Me come through, but this is how far Christopher said the Lord has brought us. And we are grateful. You made all these things possible. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I welcome you, my brother. Thank you. So Kwame Obrimpon, I am taking this opportunity to say hello to my grandson, Obrims. Uko Opera Square now can Obrims. Ne papa friend Kwame Eje. Oboka Osofu Kwame Eje. Wako huno. I send my love to you, my grandson. Say, grandma. My love to you, Abrams. Okay, so I welcome you people to another episode. He is a spiritualist. What kind of a spiritualist are you?
Okay, so spiritualist in the sense that nyame hu bia no me mfa no trasa nyame hu bia no ena de bia no so no I mean there's a spiritual background to everything, especially when it comes to creation. There's every there's spirituality behind every creation. So that is how I see it. Everything under this planet Earth, even beyond it, everything I see it as spiritual. Even as we are here, everything around us, our environment, everything is spiritual. So
okay,
yes.
so everything is spiritual. Good. So when they say spiritualist?
The list, okay. So
who is the person?
Okay, I get you. So as I was saying, it's like I treat everything in a spiritual manner. So that's what makes me a spiritualist, but not necessarily like say me wo a kuobi ana me wo kukwebi mu ana group mu. No, not at all. Like it's a personal thing. That's me personally. Like everything I see, I treat it as very spiritual. Everything I do. My words, action, reactions, everything. Yes, that's basically so. Yeah.
Okay, we welcome you. He is a pearl.
Yeah, yes.
He is a pearl. So yes. They are sitting on their platform. So let's see. Glorify yourself and glorify me.
I will do that.
Okay. So when you see how people say spiritualist, how they understand it. When you say spiritualist, young blacks no your dream be a dream be no
you can dey ampamom I dream say mostly it goes to the dark world or the bad things, but it's unfortunate say a banisa, and I think say make minimum. Maybe be nyama bisu me say no enye senya kwafo hunu like etiasisa no say be say me enye Christoni, like I'm not a Christian. So when people when you tell them that you're not a Christian or you don't go to church anymore, then they term you, say, oh, the patuntum, or like the black dark devil thing kind of. Yes. So that is the problem with we before, no. You know, when it comes to the question you asked me, you know, yes, that's the problem with us. But I don't mind unless the person gets to sit with me and talk to me, then you understand the level of which I'm coming from.
So when you see spirituality on social media, the youth, your mates, calling angels, calling this and calling that, going round, I mean, how do you feel? What do you think?
Long and short of it is that they are lost, most of them, because everything is in you. As I said earlier on, the good and bad energy is in you. Everything is in you. You can make and unmake yourself. And these are words. Words are spirit and their power. Words are spirit and their power. So everything that you like, you are even conflicting your aura. You are conflicting yourself. You are conflicting your energies. You know. And as I always say, majority is always not right. The essence that the fact that say, oh, sorry, or MPP has members, NDC has members, and then I mean this church has members now, then doesn't mean say it's right. No. Most of the time that is where a lot of souls and spirit energies are corrupted. And it's one of the dangers we'll be talking about, going forward. Yes.
You are watching the biggest too. Spirituality and life. Life and spirituality. Okay, ebusia. Random sunidi any shape by any obey war. When or your pal until no randoms no are guiding home to be like say no that. So you, because he's a pal, let's allow him to have fun and let's see if we are really grooming people. So share or grower, it will happen in the and anybody that is on this platform, your pal now so feel so knowledge you want to come and share. The platform is open. Just feel free and pick up a phone and just call. No money. We want to know, we want to see how you people are doing. We appreciate you. Okay, so the topic is life and spirituality.
Great.
Take us through.
Okay, so when I talk about life and spirituality, somebody would definitely ask, what is life in essence, and then what is spirituality? So life is the spark that brings something into life, to activity or to force. And then spirituality, the consistency of keeping that force active. That spark now about life active, and the things, these are all based on the things you do, your daily things from morning till evening, midnight, and all that. Good. So life and spirituality, which has to do with Obrana Bono, we the creators or the creatures, Obrana with other creations. Your brand like things will be very well for us. Yes, and joining like the church. Most of the time, the problem from the church. Most of the time from marriages. From childhood, workplace, friends, the youth. Most of everything that I talk about is mostly on the youth. Even in sex, the challenge that the youth, everything that has to do with a brand bono, the things that we do that is really costing us, but we are failing to see it. And then I will please need a board.
You need a board?
There's some, I will get to sigils some of the things.
You are watching the biggest and the largest. At this point, our guest needs a board. So, the board, the banner, a board. Why? He needs a board. So now we have a board here. He's already made some statements about the church, the lives of the youth, the sex, the So he will continue from here. Please continue. Okay, so as I was saying, if youth, my age mates, my peers and all that, there are a lot of things equity in this life that we live in it. But then you're doing for supi
with regards to, as I said, the sex, the marriage, childhood, our children, and then our workplaces, and then the relationships that we build and all that. So, main fano bako. Bibi to say something like the sex. But before then, as I was saying earlier on, every place is the creation, the creatures, everything around us possesses of good and bad energy. And let me get to the board and then do some small illustrations. So we have everything in circles, everything in 360 dimension. That is the being of every creation. So I'll divide it into two. Okay, so okay, so with this creation bia a body bia extra two energies, the good energy and then the bad energy. And in the good energy you can find a bit of badness there, and also in the bad energy you can find a bit of good there. That's why I did this one with not shaded. There's small circle in, and then there's small circle. One is shaded dark and then one is not shaded. So that's how it is. So as I was saying, I'll come back to it, but as I was saying, there are things you do and yama bibraya Emma the bad energy no more there are things we do good ones, saying more than the dark one is hidden somewhere. So there's but it is when the person is triggered, then you get to see the bad energy part of it. And this thing is really destroying the youth a lot. I have had my share of it already, and this is my personal experience. And then I'm a young man. I have a lot of friends, and I grew up in Tema, and it has to do with even relationship and the sex thing, as I was saying. Bemani or Bashia, Kaisa or Bano, Anna Bemano, maybe you be dated before. Anna Beman or Banos when you be dated before. The person they've dated, no, you don't know who else or no, so you know near there. That the kind of energy, and sex is one thing which sex is the only thing which opens all your chakras, like all your pulses. Bad and good energies can come in and go out of it. And the place you have the sex to is also another key point to about it. It's nipana odi na kodano. Also another relationship more and oba uncheno. Whoever he might also have slept with, like I say, conflicting and changing of energies and also the place most of the time, like the youth of today is the movie house, the hotel, the short times and all those things. All those places are possessed in the sense that say the same act, the positive bad energies there. You've also come and attract and or take whatever you have to take and take it back home. And a lot of the youth are not seeing that way. I mean, with Dumasem, we fear a lot of confusions and other, even within your own self. You can't even sleep, like restless nights. And I'm sure most of the youth can connect with me with this particular thing I make on, which when it comes to the sex part of it, the changing of girls and changing, it is really, really spoiling a lot of the youth when it comes to the, the spiritual part in the life that they are leading. And also with regards to marriage like this, say wabeye fiawari say after fiawari na yakwaye wedding so account. Another thing which also fight against the marriage is say fear de no tumi wo mu no we or the fear de na to ho say fear de no I say nyansa nimti wakoye asori de no meaning say asori de na better sin fear de no ntino. I don't know if you get me, like fear de no atumi wo ma eta which wakoye asori de so meaning the asori de no and I say the foreign marriage no ye better sin fear de no akoye no. And then most of the time after that they go to the hotel or wherever they go to, they don't even speak to the room, they don't even, because somebody have already come there, and they also go there, they also go and have the intercourse there, whatever energies that they attract them. And most of the time after their honeymoon, their first child who come out, most of the time their first child have problems because of the kind of energies they've gone to attract there. Say in some American is quite deep, like what do we need to form in our obey for need to form that around. And I know a lot of married couples can even attest to this, but they be a kind of moon to me heading and come about it. So like these are also part of the things equity, you know. And then moving from there, church, you know, let me start from the origination of the church. And PMP, you know, I am a program no so me won't say opinion for but say I mean it will be some more questions, especially the randoms about who God is, what God is, and I mean who is Jesus, the church, and all those things. And sometimes how they answer the questions. Now they can't really give a clear explanation to that. And then maybe Maame Sumi explanation with that. So the word God, G-O-D. You be say, where did it come from? And who even invented that word God? Because the God character, the God thing we are talking about, the God is not the creator of the universe. No. The word God was invented by the Europeans. And if the creator is for the universe, the French people don't write G-O-D. They have their French language, they write in. Chinese don't write in the alphabet. Same way as the Spanish or the Portuguese or even Chi. So this word God was invented by the Europeans. The creator of the universe, nobody knows the creator of the universe. The creator of the universe is not known by anyone. It's not known by anyone for people or someone to identify, say the creator of the universe, you know, is called God. And why would even the creator of the universe reveal him or herself or itself to only the Europeans? But we are in the universe, so why not the Africans? Why not the Asians? Why not the Chinese people? You know, so this is something they have to come again with the word God. I think it is wrong people using the word God, and these are things, you know, when it comes to numerology, the reason why these Europeans created that word God is that when they define it, it gets to a code. Everybody has a number. Like your number, when I call you, I get you. When you call me, it doesn't land to be and code be for so a bound directly. Everything has number. Everything is guided by a number. So the word God is directed by a code, a number, and that number is directed to their deities or their shrine be somewhere in the Europe. So the more we mention it, that is what is, making them big and better. And just imagine, look at the number of prayers we pray in Africa and all that, God, and look at the impact. It is making some places richer and better. And these are some of the things to which is also fighting us in life. Again, if the creator is of the universe, and the creator created everything, the air we breathe in, in Fama, so I don't mean who be or because so Ghana, I say I call China and I call Europe, or the Ghana and Fama Beko. It's the same air you breathe there. So the creator doesn't change. The creator gives his thing or the more beer at the same time. On fact, Ghana and so call Abrochi and then call Nigeria. O call in so benmo the same thing. A year bono, the same year ball, Finland, Asia, everywhere. That's the power of the creator. The more be at the same time. There's no, it doesn't make sense. Say, create and begin who pay actually Europe for say, oh, moon frame God, and then we all believe in Africans, especially Ajia to say the name of the creator is called God, and then today God bless you, and God this and that. It doesn't make sense. So we are rather making them more better, and the more we mention it, is their deities or whatever shrine, whatever code it is linking to. It is making them better. Same as the name Jesus and then the Christ. I'll come to Jesus first and then the Christ. We all know said the Jesus was from the original name was even Yeshua from Israel. We all know said then way back in the ancient times they didn't have the letter J. They didn't have the letter J. This letter J was invented by the Romans. That is where everything originated for. And the reason why they did that, like those who are thinking about it deeply can't get the long and short of it. In the sense that they did that to direct it to their shrine, which will make them better. I don't know how difficult the word Yeshua is. To me, than for you to translate it. And names are not translatable. Quran has been translated into Spanish, French, and so many other languages. But the name Muhammad and Allah has never been translated. Names are not translatable. Say you mamaga wa see me ame wa sia. Say tu kwan ko ebia Spain na China na India. Na mo ka so mo sami ni we din to their name. You will not agree. How much more is supreme being? How much more is supreme being? So that name Jesus was something which was invented by the Europeans to make a connect. Again, when you break it down to the numerology, it connects to their shrine or their deities to make them better. So the more we pray and mention the name Jesus, it makes them better. And besides, it's like that's the third one they changed to, because from Yeshua, it came to Isus, I-E-S-U-S, then it followed up to what? The Jesus. Because I know very well that the Isus wasn't working for them, then it came to the Jesus. And that is what is making them better. And I don't know why or how a supreme being will reveal itself, say, from this way, from Europe, then everybody will take it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And this cannot be in a kutia. Because the more we are mentioning these names and stuff like that, we are making other people better. And it's true. Look at it right now. And then another thing to us to do with the name Christ. The name Christ, the C-H-R-I. I always tell them, even ancient Egypt and all that, even we Africans, we never had the letter C in our alphabet. Letter C never existed. It was also invented by what? These Europeans, like Cape Coast. First used to be Gold Coast. They brought that thing. We never had
Gold Coast.
Good. In America, the gold and the sea, yes, in American, we didn't have that. They invented it. I'm just giving the scenarios. Like, let me say, my sister Midin, ne Koba, C-O-B-B-A-H. And I got to find, most of these things, I get them from Revelations. Again, as I will say, and you be behind the way internet, so a lot of things are hidden. And you be behind the way internet, but people think, say, be behind the way internet. So, this letter C like this was invented. Even the name Africa, which was invented by the Europeans to us. Akebulan. When the day you mentioned it, I was like, I've heard this thing somewhere. Then I felt like I could say deja vu, be like a dream I've had, and I've heard it somewhere. And people don't believe it. They think say, "Yeah, one of our creative, be for me, be near idea." But it's the Europeans who brought the name Africa, where you find the C there. So they invented their things into us. Originally, the name Christ was this. I'm going to the board again. K-R-S-T. This is the anointed one. The meaning, that's originally, that is the Christ. But then, again, I don't know how difficult this is. Say, in Europe. No one says as the C-H-R-I-S-T. And it doesn't make sense. Again, as I was saying, it directs to their shrine or whatever it is connected to it for them to be what? Better than us. Originally, this is it. And because, again, as I said, they don't have K, they replace with the C and then added their own thing to it. Again, about Ghana, I say, the name Clotte. Originally, it's supposed to be K, but now you see a lot of C-L-O-T-T-E-Y. The name Kofi is supposed to be K-O-F-F-I-E. Now it is C, like, almost the sun, and over time, Amaya said that is how it is. And these are things which is also what? Fighting against us. And then the kind of prayers we pray at even churches. Casting demons. You fear to me, you fear this, and every time I tell my Christian friends, who boss am paibowi, nyansa bien in the sense that obi o hwen ye bia no, obi a wo sanim, obi e friend boama. Obi e friend obrimpon obi send him bia okra bia pia or say bentum send him bia okra bia. Think about it very well. And you from the man, it has been there thousands of years before you came. That time Christianity wasn't even there. To me, woman, every name which from there, no, every name had there's a deity from if you fear to me a woman, idino. Into that name will always be behind you and be after you. That to me, no, that energy will always be. And so when you pray against who fear to me, it is coming back to what? Haunt you. And I keep telling them, said, some Bible, Papa. Don't be praying and casting demons your father's house and all that. No. Nina, edina. Oh, you're going to match in Pabo on Bebo. Match in Pabo on Bebo. You know, so like, yeah. What better? Even their blood is still running in you. It didn't die also still. Now it will fight against you. That is the life we are talking about, you know, again. Yes. And then the Yeshua or the Messiah never brought anything like religion, never brought anything like followers, say follow me, and no, not at all. And again, as I was saying with this, the meaning of the Christ, that's the anointed one. I will be there is an anointed person there. You find it BBC say Gofanochi. That's even in the Asante reading. You find on a larger scale, you find BBC say Kwame Nkrumah. That's on the broader scale. Oko Aigbe Promo and Oko Fanti Nkrumah. There was somebody who once lived there who was their Messiah. And it is in so many countries and even towns within the countries. And they have one like the Haile Selassie. And then I think just last night I was listening to you when you mentioned this man. Oh, how a spiritual hour.
Toko.
Yes, you mentioned a man Toko, who did everything like Jesus. Yes, he was also a Messiah. There were so many of them. So many of them are and even when you go to a city, they are always there. They are always there. So it is not only one Messiah. I mean, excuse me, say Haley. No, it's not only that. So the origination of the church, everything started from Rome. Rome, that's the Catholic, and then out of that, then they came Protestants. The Protestants protested against some teachings and some doctrines and then some acts of the Catholics, like burning of incense and other things. Anglican so by the Protestants who protested against some actions and some things that they do that they think say the Anglicans has invented, which is not good, which is not helping them. Then they also came out then you know, Wesley, ni Methodist, ni other branches ni na baya BC, CCA, many way saying great. Osofu bia ni hwa ono adi ni sika single-handedly AC 1,005 capacity church and now say 200 capacity church. No, they use the people. Or best start here or start with Wiase and classroom be and school dime be mu nkaka sa na wa oni me maame fui omo anom evangelism na so fo no omo di omo konko fifie ko preaching ade. And I'm saying this because these Europeans, they are the same people who invented this Christianity and politics. They are together, and I'm breaking it down to me do and the nyane ade equity abrabo no and our spiritual life. Good. Inti kaka no more evangelism. No makwa sang kaka no be nya be 50 members. Out of 50 members, no ma pay 1 or 2 good people in the church. No ma ko see another branch somewhere. Then it also starts from there. So the branches. So this week, if this one is bringing this one is bringing this, one person gets it. Now, look at the number of branches some of them have. Some of them are even on autopilot. They've discovered the truth, but they can't even say anything about it. Autopilot or that few sorry. Every week, money is just coming. And I'm bisa a biom say. Oba de ben in obeshema nipa ba ko pe di esen members ni o ton tomatoes nia or oyedimo bank ni teacher ni ade omo brani ade nyina because a creator ben and it's only the God in the Bible which will do that. Say obeshema nipa ba ko pe di among other people abre. And this is about the life and spirituality, which is even fighting the members especially. I always ask myself, say, so these pastors, so if not for them being pastors, and they were normal teachers, nurses, or normal civilians, would they be able to accrue all the properties that they have? They always use the people to get what they want. It's just, as I said, just like the politicians. They go to house, and they campaign for votes. Power they will never do that. Just as the pastors, the way they started. Almost they went to house to campaign and then do evangelism and all that. Right now, as we talk to you right now, Pastor Ben Obeko Obifi, when you're the branches, you know, and these are things which are fighting the members of the, and they can't see it. And there is something there. There's something very powerful there, which is also fighting the.
Which is?
It has to do with the cross. I can see display here, the cross. When ancient Israel, they never crucified people. They kill people by hanging. Either this way, or they'll hang you to the neck. They tie your hands behind you and then hang you to the neck. They never crucify people this way. They never crucify people. It is the invention of the Romans. And then the crucifixion is a symbolism. I'm going to the board again. Let me get something. So this is the cross. I think on this channel we've spoken about sigils before. Biaba abeye sigils near there, and I think I remember you asked the person, say, oh, what are sigils? What is it? And then the person was like, oh, that is the landing point of every energy. Nia ohu anashen so no a ohu obetina so. Tell me see me do with church and I've really learned a lot, you know.
Go ahead, feel free.
Good. As I was saying, with the cross, as we know, this is an invention from Rome. They do a lot of crucifixion, and they get this out of the power of the sword. And I have some images which will display. It is the sword. They worship the sword. It stands there for the sword. The way it's standing, I say sword. I'll come to this one. There's one here like this. I'll come to this one. This is a sign of death. Let me explain. Yes, no. Say yedi bibi ma yedi se kan ye mo bia. Wo the man say, "Oh mama, especially my mother, obeba wonsa." To beka se fema nipa ni say. The reason mean that is that when you point the knife towards the person, it's almost like you casting death or something to the person. The kind will be the man say, and now the man say, great. When a sword is pointed down, when you really read or in research about this Europeans, especially the Romans, how sword is being used. When a sword is pointing down, it's showing defeat or death, and that's a sigil of death. And I'm explaining. Obi wu kwan pai. You see so say bi onpa kono bi onya diabetes po na stroke no di wu ye. Anya crucifixion is no dey see so. It's a symbol of death. I see so. Most of the time when you go to a church and it's there, it's a symbol of death. It's see, and so this is one of the tools icons even use to dominate people. Obesha recently exposed by about TB Joshua. One of the members in the car say of a sword. None of the disciples, no, or this is so, cast them to pin them down, no matter what people say even about the pastor, or they will rather fight you. Meanwhile, they know so kind of crow, but then the power of this sigil, no, they will stay. Or so be what let me give. Or so be what my say, or left a sword on our sorry. No, by now or the church. I mean, you see a lot of churches around that they've been exchanging sword near idea, also for more most of near idea. Okay, long and short, when Nana all year life, you know, Bobo quotations been and he was making a lot of mistakes with the quotations. And guess what? I was there. Abraham Bemoshe was also there. Abraham Biobia Michiao. Abraham Bemoshe was also there. And then he saw that quotations now. Papa Imano, it's not in line with whatever he's saying. You know, or a video, a counter video. So, what quotation say, it doesn't really align to whatever you are saying. Can you imagine? The church members, and then the church people, they rather came, reported Abraham, and then they blocked his channel. Meanwhile, the news said what he was saying was the right thing. That is the power of the sword. Most of the time, after offering, me di asofu bibiri, chimakon sorry bibiri, so me I know. Most of the time, even after offering, those who have the sword, what they do, they point and they talk on the offering to dominate the people. So to be doing one, obi wa wait to phone him say, so you know there's a problem with it. And so to me, Jai, the power of this sigil, this sword, this is the symbolism of their sword. It has power. Ubesha, most of the time the European countries, the Finland, Denmark, and other places, no. Usho mo flag now. Baby now my flag, no. This is how it looks like. When the sword is down this way, it means peace. When you study about swords and you ask questions, it means peace. So when you look at all these countries, you check that their crime rate is very low. They understand these things. They don't use that. When you check even England, you check most of the flags,
they have this. I mean, Sweden, they have this there like that. Meaning, when the thing is down this way, it can't do anything. It means peace. But then when it's up this way, it means death, like dominance. And this is where most of the time, a lot of Archon energy they possess. Yes, it will be who crampa, they cuisine so or cemetery. I mean, a whole lot of instances. I'm sure, say more emotion, definitely they will get to get to know. So these are some of the things too. When it comes to spirituality and life, this is some of the things which is fighting against. But then they will never ask. Say there's no Messiah who was crucified. Ancient Israel, Jesus, the Yeshua wasn't crucified. It was the invention of these Romans who brought their culture into this creation story, into the like Bible. As I keep saying, Bible is more of a coded and mysteries and invention of cultures in them. Most of the things in there existed before, and your Bible never be new. But most of the things there existed before, and these are things they don't teach us. I mean, there are a lot of codes. I mean, going forward, I will even talk about some codes in the Bible, which is really.
So, Nikrakran, what is life and spirituality?
Okay, Nikrakran. So, life and spirituality is we getting to know and getting closer, especially we humans, getting closer to natures. Yeah, and stopping abusing nature, like the things around us. I say, most of the young guys. We are not. It's a creation. A Diano has life. Most of them have family. I mean, and all that. Now, it's not good. The best thing, say, in Kremofunu say, especially. Ukutu from more baby, unya baby, from Netian say, and now. What do you so we are kataso boko, but not to
catch them on some sort of once.
They pacify the place because I always tell people that even here, yet I am in here, 200 years ago, here was a thick forest, and now I say there were energies here already. Other Abian Subi Neta say, and I say, Botan be and I say, and they were the original owners of the land. That was, let's say, 200 years ago, when here was entirely bush or maybe some river body view or something. Hey, there were energies or their energies on the earth before we human beings, we even came to, dominate or, occupy the spaces near them. And so, wherever you are, just pay obedience. It's all words. Stray. So, maybe to me, I mean, if you say me, then you do it clean and neat. Because say fear here, then fancy fear, and I be obiano, fear best 20 years, and now 50 years. Mem and taffy, but banobo say ho, best shock you how I before, but I know say ebia in Yana dia, omudisia, they be there are seedlings near the one, but originally. The original owners of the place will come. Some stone be you'll be marveled. Some in few you'll be marveled how they got to come out. They are the original owners. So that's what I'm saying. Spirituality, like it's everywhere. Everything in our environment, they are always around. It's we have to pacify it. Basasa obi ohra de wia inso fi no de kogu ndua so nya de I mean who fie ye betu so go so dirty water enya wo de. So these are things we have to
do. You are spokesman Anna.
Oh, when you are like even with dogs. Somebody who just then wear the stoning dogs, like
oh no,
yes obekano. No, I understand. When it's a predator, that's obey. I mean that one they say be attack you. That one you have to defend yourself.
So nipa na dwen no. When defending obey attacking.
You have to defend yourself. I understand. That's only when you are being attacked. But you're not being attacked. I don't know why you should. I mean, strike there. How would you feel? So now we have to think about the creations. That's when we have to think about them. We have to look at the whites especially. Look at how they treat Obama's dog died. They did the whole funeral.
It's because they came out of dogs.
You are saying it, me, I don't know. But how did they come out of dogs? How can they come out of dogs?
They knew a story for another day.
For another day, yeah, sure, maybe fine. But aside that, look at how they treat their I mean.
But the dogs, it's not everybody that treats the dogs. Me, I have dogs in my house. Mm-hmm. They won't even come out for you to come and throw any. These local dogs that can bite you and give you rabies.
I get you.
So I should be sitting down in the name of spirituality so the dog come and bite me queen and go.
But Maame Grace, Mamaga, you and I know very well that the dog will not just come and attack you. Don't look
African dog.
Oh, when I was coming, there's someone. It just passed. I passed. So when you the human, you make an attempt. Everyone is someone more in come and say, you know, the dogs answer. They have some energies.
It's because
behind them. They know.
They have senses. They know your mind.
They know exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So mean Adimbia. Me I'm not so be oko. You know. So not only them. I mean even cats. Look at how we treat them. But these animals communicate with us. We also communicate with them. Ebiani Fanny say how everywhere in Ghana or in the world. Come and be on we have the communication with them. Even cats, we on even goats, when we call it how did they get to hear that language? It was something which existed before long. In Kuko, we they have that communication. They are with us. That's why they mostly call them domestic animals now. Well, yes, because another thing, all these ones have energies in them, like the earlier circle that I drew, they have energies in them. Once in a while, when you pacify them, when you give them food near there, their good energies also helps wherever, it blesses whoever gave them food to eat. It's true. Even your own dog, there are good energies in them. Ebiani, yeah, friend Okramai, yeah, no friend Okramai, in Okra. These two animals have something similar to them. They have energy. Okra, they have energies in them. Okramai, Okra, they have energies in them. The energies is when you treat them well, they will fight for you. And I'm sure what is several times Obi will fear. A cat can save the person. A cat can take that death and away. You never see the cat again. Nipa no. And maybe also it is so much for the cat. The cat will what? Go away. The person will also what? That you never see the cat. It's the same way it happens to dogs too as well. I mean, it happens. It depends on the relationship you have with them. Me, man, waste food again. I mean, I say no. You treat them well, and why they do that? Look at how they treat their doves. Nice. Then one be defined, and it helps them. It helps them. It's developed them. It's made them better. Yeah, they so life and spirituality. Oh, that is the problem we have in Africa here. That is the problem Ghana has especially. And on your ebia or ba neba or be pigania koma neba we kunu. How will the child survive? It's the same way uni panfesha was infant say ucha kwamna carbo. Who about fear? I mean, just think about it. I mean, these things it doesn't really. These are most of the petty things we do, which is really fighting us, you know, in life. I mean, until say share. Na say be share nyama ye a share all the, you know, the creators. I mean, we humans as well, and then the creatures now. You know, it's not necessarily you going to join a religion or a Kobe to become a better person. No, you can be a good person. So if let's say today there's no Islam, there's no Christianity, you can't be a good person. So religion shouldn't define our character. Religion is rather destroying us. I mean, when it comes to Christianity, even outside, it is very sad because I know a family of 5. Papa na saw you okoni different. Nemban bakoko bia Jehovah Witness bakoko Saturday church, and the other one to call other churches. Can you imagine one person needed blood? The only person compatible was the Jehovah Witness 1 year. Ni because of religion. Life and spirituality. Mama obi na ofi neighborhood nimu na bedeng ebeje akwaninkwa. And some people are also not talking to their siblings because of what church is near there. Meanwhile, the fellowship, it should be siblings. Me who obi anyanu mo nkasa like omunti omuase like left hand say be my mother's side. They are crazy. As women are Christopher. Omo kuna way like anyanu mo kupa enye bibia wo ko tie nsem na nkola nsem se enyama petty stuff wo juwa wonti ase. And you know the thing, star energy na kwaye no then I possess you with that negative mindset no. Omo Christopher no. ama kwa konkolanos, which is my cousins, and now cousins are fighting against cousins, all by the doings of their mothers, which is my aunties. Near me busunya sema me catch all, and this is all because of Christianity. In part me say, Christianity ni one kamu ni myansa se mo amu penyimfo mo betina me. I'm not afraid to say they know me, so I'm sure wherever they will see me and they know say no mo dey aye omachimba, which is even affected me. I'm very neutral. I told my siblings say nyomo ye na aye affected ye cousins me and do mechi. Whenever we see them, let's go and greet them. Yen chom yen ka say fani kobon commandants that be chiano mani so be apum saying then like that be free, but omu no more tenchom obi eba wo kwampo be fro naming ceremony on fro or where they come from because of you say we a demon because of what the mother have told him. We are all the same blood, all because of Christianity. And they suffer be a catch and say we men for own cano we say I mean a whole lot. I mean it is just happening around. I mean a lot of people can bear witness to this Christianity.
This life and spirituality into your structures and careful so put in place. Nani how can your 5 structures anka said the how can na your complaints ti cross no yen kosi ni tirase ana. Oh
yen limiting in America no say the Christ, the real Christ, that's the KRST, the Messiah who died in ancient Israel, Egypt, they don't crucify people. Or those the research, they kill people by hanging. They'll hang you this way or your head down, or they hang you by the neck, your hands tied behind, they hang you by they don't crucify people. It is wrong. This is invention. These are all inventions from Roman. The Roman
now you are giving us your structures.
Okay, the structures going forward. So like structures, let's pay due respect and diligence to every creation. Abodi be try yen share bia yen fa ni die ma no. Yen fa ni die ma abodi try yen share bia. That is one. And then 2, let's redefine our marriage. Yen fa ni die en kofie. Means na kan cho bia say koye engagement we asan so koye wedding. It is one of the most useless and crazy thing you can ever do, in the sense that say fear dey, as I said earlier on, we fear dey na tumi wechi e boa our religion. That is the mamre no, because obroni nware mi na we are jaw no na akoye obroni dey no na so dey nimtia ama wo na mo dey na den e bae, which is fight against marriage. And most of I'm a product of a marriage, of a good marriage. My parents married, so I'm a product of them. Inti say almost some year fear DSA. I'm sure they're very proud of me, of everything that I'm sharing. And although Maame have any argument, but she's still a Christian. Inti only there's nothing you can do about it. Said last time na show program. Just yesterday, I was sitting under a tree, just pondering over how this meeting is going to go. This and painful me to be approaching me. One is over 60 years and one is about 50 years. A pastor. Almost they want to share the word of God with me. So okay, no problem. Me started me some question. What is the origination of God? Now I started, God is the creator. No, say. Like as I said earlier on with regards to when to me, and you say, hey, what can I say more? Mami pin you. I say, what can I say more? I broke down the Jesus and then the Yeshua, and then the Christ. They don't know anything about it. The man was there quiet, so they left. Just this morning, I met the man. The man said, "Hey, meba, you can't even say minimum. And so me who one they see me. I saw Yana. Maybe funeral near like last time. Somebody also said it the same, and the same thing my mother also said. And most of the painful they've discovered the truth, but eja o say kobra person my mother person kwa na obre. Sorry. And yes, I like you when I'm no more. And this and that, so I saw an age and I'm not disputing the fact that so if the film is good, a cool dear, a year but one thing I'm saying, and they say majority is not always right. Sometimes they corrupt even good energies. Inti a dome will be our live band, a whole pan of their most possessed energies, a bit more corrupt to your aura. I best me I say sometimes you have to measure about it and yet Biana ube kuko baby sir once na call ebia bangles na ji protective bangles crystal shell your how do you call it, the company idea anklet no this ones drives away those bad energies near there no uba what be actually who you distance, but we don't see Sanyama way now. No. When you go and tell a Christian about copper and crystals and those things, you are dead. But Obakoto anointing oil, which is produced in India. Indians are not Christians, but yet they know that there's a business in Africa. They have to produce them anointing oil, and then they will use it for their own thing. You know, like last time like this, I got the revelation from you again that Bibles were printed from China. Largely before then, it was even in Europe. Say if the message is coming from Israel and you are picking, why would you print it from Europe? It is somebody's business. Oshe Bible book, the author is no way. You see that they are from what? Europe. Why is it not coming from Israel if it's indeed from Israel? And it's somebody's business. Last time, I think last year, December, there was this statistic which came that over 2 billion Bibles come to Africa every year. Would you want to say? Who is making the money? Again, as I said, this God, Jesus, and Christ thing is a code making them better and bigger. So the more we keep mentioning them, simple say the creator because you don't know.
Okay, so your last words, your advice, and all that.
All right. Anyway, so my last words. I have two things to talk about. The first one has to do with you gaining your consciousness and moving into a different dimension. You know, usually say Udin Sembi say ekotutu emphasis sorry for na pinfu bi anima o meka so maintain abonsan bi wiawo. That period a meka sa abonsan bi wia a wan kasa na woti o meka say ada na medwin sa nyama we mu abonsan bi wia me. That period, that part, that is when you are about gaining your consciousness. If you continue asking questions, you are gaining it. But when they put that fear and you say, hey, abonsami beriawa, that is when you are losing your consciousness. So everybody should just take note, ask questions. We are in a period of asking questions. Question everything. It is not wrong to question anything. It is right. About the who be a dream to know. Don't believe, to just know and know the truth. Into ask questions, keep asking questions, and I mean, some of these things will reveal to you. Get closer to nature and these things. Things will just be what revealed to you. And then my second one, with the life and then the spirituality, for you to have a good life and then spirituality as well. I mean, and then my second one will also be about this. It is gathering the West to get the best and using the best to achieve greatness. When you gather the worst to get the best and use the best to achieve greatness, this is how it is. Say, nya enye no kekani nyina bom na emunu tinaho na yiyimu na fenya best no to achieve greatness. In the sense that we papa we CEO we maame onua adamfo nya tibia no one day ana Maame Grace one day workers unya ukunu uye umba frebaku ana frefe bi mu a open massima thing na bisomo say what don't you like about me? If you ask of what you like about me, they are psychophants. They can say things you don't even do. But we are building a life to get a better life for ourselves. Ask this question. What don't you like about me? That is gathering the West. Let them tell you. The honest ones will tell you at the face of what they don't like about you. So just imagine a bank or MTN or Tigo or all this net, or CEO calling the best, some of the workers and asking them these questions. If not, so to me can't or when you get it, then you have to be matured about this, and you'll be to me as idea, because there's some of the things some people will say to you, no, this is not about getting you've opened yourself for correction, which is very, very important. Then you gather the words. Some can say you are lazy, you are too wicked, you are stingy, you are that, you are this. They will say all the worst things. Gather them. Who chakwa baby na we chia chia unim. Obi no be hu aka che inti ube hwe na why then. Wait to say, oh, they said I'm this and this and that. My child is saying this, my child is saying that, and my sister is saying that, my friend is telling me this and that. And these are honest people. Yijimu and try and work on it. That is gathering the West to get the best and use the best to achieve greatness. See, like, just imagine if all CEOs were to be doing that. Just imagine every household, every father, mother, obi yesa na nyan madam for bisano. What don't you like about me? Mani paniye den. And you're very honest with you, can't. And then the last one to have to do with there's something I also call the retrospect and then the introspect. Introspect, where she show woody mu, and in the retrospect, any nebe film waba, nebe komu, any nebe film waba. Nti, if I be apart from 6 to like 12. Oh, shall see, this is how it is. This is how I do to, get where I am. And apa, echo see emphasis we are 12. Me call be a juma, me call breaker. I sit there, I feel apa, near me ye. In some me kind, one a me one a me and can you say me can, and go say me can, near idea. Why? That is the retrospect and the introspect. Like oh, she need few move by. Say we man can you, go say me can see near idea. Then like you are building yourself. Then you go again when you go home. Oh, cut down, pass share, play your day again. What you did, what did not do well, near idea. Then you just play back everything that you did. See where you fell short. One can year and yeah, 1 year near there. Then you just put it. So it's good to do a lot of retrospect and introspect. In same year can year and yeah, can cause a year. These are all things which really helps. If we practice these things. So basically,
Yo, Abusia, and there was any message. Me baby, why are you mamma obi? Almost 1 year no chianica. Me say, woo ye da. Now me catch the you may run and say, woo ye. Now the no cry obi as rose or back when you must and wabadan. Come me be a me cast them with me say me only me ye, Jumana 1 year young ye da. Because 21st, I hear is what 23rd, everybody nisaka ni salary from the main office to everywhere. Me 23rd, me tuo biaka. Omo money my age 20 years, 30 years. They can testify to this. Omo be year, ena bibi be yewa. Omo be jane no omo be catch say be open. Men fa wo boss ni paso. Truthfully, let people have opportunity or freedom to talk to you when you work with them, because no matter how powerful you are, no matter how rich you are, you can't do everything. You need everybody, and if you need everybody, then you need everybody's energy and everybody's voice. It will make you, as you make them, they make you. So now some no can so they so any social media handles that you want to give out.
Okay. Again, as I said earlier, I want to say, Mefi and remember who the kind of person. Okay, so I go by the name Tema Wiase. Meaning say comment Tema Wiase. Some comment be a time Bapa Tema Wiase. TEMA Wiase WYASE. Tema Wiase. Yes, yeah, me time comment, especially on YouTube. Yes, so Tema Wiase. I'm also on YouTube. I do a lot of faceless, posting about life. In Yama Yebefa say BBC I bema,
Okay, so give the name again.
So the name is Tema Wiase. It's on TikTok. It's on YouTube. For now and then. I think recently I'm here Facebook. Yes. So Tema.
Tema Wiase.
Yes, yeah, Tema Wiase.
So how have you benefited from Revelations platform?
Amazing. For some time now, me jai books in kind. For years, almost 8 years, Mejai books in kind. Now I read people. So I read you a whole book to me. Like most of the things I've documented here. You are a whole book to me. So when I listen to you spiritual, I don't miss any of your series. Not only you, Jana, Divarishi, Avram, Chidomyene. There are great people who have come here. So I read people and they become my book. So you've really benefited me to also tell people how they can live life and be humans, not human beings, so that not necessarily joining a cobia. It's not necessary. It's
unnecessary. Just love and hate. Thank you so much, brother. Mo follow the platform no. Tema Wiase. I na mo bisa no cool hands. Thank you so much for coming. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching the pearls. What me hey, I'm so proud. Na me mo ba se nya na ka bi yim. Na be Wiase no me se ma babri we. My bre inti ba kun betena mu no hosti. Na ka bibi ewu. Keep coming and come and tell us what you have gotten out of Revelations, one of the pearls. Thank you so much for coming. You've made me proud. Honestly, I am a whole book. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Shalom.